Jack Miller stood at the viewport of the International Space Vessel Horizon, watching Earth shrink to a pale blue dot. His hand rested on the soft fur of Luna, his Siberian husky. The dog pressed against his leg, sensing his mixed emotions. "We're making history, girl," Jack said quietly. Luna looked up at him with intelligent blue eyes, her tail wagging slightly. 6 months ago, humanity had made first contact with the Galactic Federation. The aliens had seemed friendly enough, if a bit condescending. They viewed humans as primitive newcomers barely worth notice in the grand scheme of the universe. When they invited Earth to send a scientific delegation, Jack had been an obvious choice. His background as a Marine gave him discipline, while his later career in xenobiology made him uniquely qualified to study alien life forms. What the Federation hadn't expected was that humans would bring their pets along. Final approach to Federation. "Central hub in 30 minutes, announced the ship's AI. "All personnel prepare for docking procedures." Jack scratched Luna behind the ears. "Ready to meet some aliens?" The massive space station loomed ahead, a spinning wheel of metal and light that housed representatives from over 300 species. Jack gathered Luna's things: food, bed, toys, and the special suit designed to protect her in alien environments. Luna sat patiently as Jack helped her into the protective gear. "Remember your training," Jack told her. "Best behavior." The Horizon docked with barely a shudder. Captain Gina Walsh gathered the 12 human delegates in the airlock. "Remember," she said, "we're guests here. Follow protocols, don't make assumptions, and try not to start any interstellar incidents." Her eyes landed on Jack and Luna. "Especially you two." Jack nodded. The Federation had reluctantly allowed one companion animal on the mission for psychological support during the long journey. The other delegates had been skeptical about bringing a large predator, but Jack had insisted. Luna was perfectly trained and had passed every evaluation. Besides, they were representing Earth culture, weren't they? The airlock hissed open. A group of aliens waited on the other side. "Welcome to Federation Central," said a tall, blue-skinned humanoid with 4 arms. "I am Ambassador Krell. We have prepared quarters for your delegation and—" The ambassador stopped mid-sentence, compound eyes widening as they fixed on Luna. Luna sat calmly at Jack's side, but every alien in the welcoming committee took several steps back. "What is that creature?" Krell asked, 2 of his hands moving to a device on his belt. "This is Luna, my companion animal," Jack explained. "She's a domesticated canine from Earth. She's friendly and fully trained." The aliens exchanged glances that Jack couldn't interpret. A small green alien with a tablet stepped forward cautiously. "I am Vexlar, Chief Biosecurity Officer," the alien said. "That is clearly a predatory animal. It has forward-facing eyes, visible teeth designed for tearing flesh, and significant muscle mass. Such creatures are classified as weapons in Federation space, not companions." Jack felt the other human delegates shifting uncomfortably behind him. This wasn't starting well. "Luna is not a weapon," Jack said firmly. "On Earth, humans have lived alongside domesticated animals for thousands of years. Dogs like Luna were once wild predators, yes, but they've evolved to work with humans. She's more like a partner than a pet." Vexlar made a high-pitched sound that Jack's translator didn't catch. "It must be contained for assessment. Federation regulations are clear." Captain Walsh stepped forward. "We provided all required documentation before our arrival. Luna has been approved as part of our delegation." The documentation did not make clear the predatory nature of this beast, Vexlar insisted. Jack felt Luna press against his leg, sensing the tension. He kept one hand on her harness, not because he needed to control her, but because the touch reassured them both. "I'd be happy to demonstrate Luna's training," Jack offered. "She responds to over 50 verbal commands, can perform complex tasks, and has never shown aggression toward any sentient being." Ambassador Krell seemed to consider this. "Perhaps a demonstration would be informative, but not here. We will use the secure xenobiology lab." The delegation was led through gleaming corridors. Jack noticed many aliens stopping to stare at Luna. Some seemed frightened, others fascinated. Luna ignored them all, staying perfectly at heel. In the lab, a clear barrier separated Jack and Luna from the observers. Jack removed Luna's protective suit, revealing her full coat of black and white fur. "Luna, sit," Jack commanded. Luna sat immediately. "Stay." Jack walked across the room. Luna remained perfectly still. "Come." Luna trotted over to him. Jack continued through a series of increasingly complex commands. Luna retrieved specific objects, navigated an improvised obstacle course, and demonstrated her ability to recognize patterns. When he finished, Jack looked up to see the aliens watching in silence. "As you can see, Luna is completely under control," Jack said. Vexlar spoke first. "How is this control maintained? We detect no neural implants, no control fields." Jack smiled. "It's not control in the way you're thinking. It's partnership based on mutual trust and respect. Luna chooses to follow commands because we've built a relationship." The aliens seemed baffled by this concept, but it has teeth that could tear through protective gear, protested a purple, octopus-like alien. "What prevents it from using them?" "The same thing that prevents me from using my fists on you," Jack replied. "Social bonds, training, and trust." Before anyone could respond, alarms suddenly blared throughout the station. Luna jumped to her feet, alert but not panicked. "Security breach in Docking Bay 3, announced a computerized voice. "All personnel initiate lockdown procedures." The lab door slid open, and a reptilian security officer rushed in. "Ambassador, Krell, you must evacuate immediately. Unknown hostiles have boarded the station." The lab erupted in chaos. As the aliens rushed toward the exit, one of them, a small, fragile-looking being, stumbled and fell directly in Luna's path. Jack saw what was about to happen but couldn't reach them in time. Luna bounded forward, and the alien covered its face in terror. But Luna simply jumped over the fallen alien, careful not to touch them, and positioned herself between the open door and the room's occupants. Her posture changed, legs braced, ears forward, fully alert. "Luna, guard," Jack commanded, moving to help the fallen alien. A shadow appeared in the doorway, a figure in dark armor, weapon raised. Luna growled, a deep rumble that made every alien in the room freeze. The intruder hesitated, then fired. The shot went wide as Luna lunged, not attacking but creating a distraction that gave Jack time to pull the fallen alien to safety. Security officers arrived seconds later, capturing the intruder. When the chaos settled, Jack found himself and Luna surrounded by shocked aliens staring at them with new eyes. "The creature protected us," Ambassador Krell said, sounding stunned. "That's what she's trained to do," Jack replied simply. "That's what we do for each other." Vexlar approached cautiously, tablet forgotten. "Perhaps," the biosecurity officer admitted. "We need to create a new classification." 3 days after the attack on the station, Jack and Luna boarded the research vessel Starseeker. The ship was smaller than the Horizon, with a crew of just 20, 5 humans and 15 aliens from various Federation species. Their mission was to explore and catalog life on previously unmapped planets. Jack settled into his quarters, which were thankfully large enough for Luna's bed beside his own. He had won the right to keep Luna with him, but not without cost. Luna now wore a special collar that monitored her vital signs, and Jack had to file daily reports on her behavior. It was a small price to pay to keep his friend with him. "New ship, new rules," Jack told Luna as he unpacked their things. Luna sniffed around the room, tail wagging cautiously. A chime sounded at his door. "Enter," Jack called. The door slid open, to reveal a tall reptilian alien with copper-colored scales and a stiff posture. "Captain Dorn, the ship's commander." "Science Officer Miller," Dorn said formally. His eyes never left Luna, who had sat down beside Jack. "I trust your quarters are satisfactory." "Yes, thank you, Captain." Dorn's tongue flicked out briefly, tasting the air. "I want to be clear that while Federation Central may have classified your companion as non-weaponry, I maintain concerns. My crew is nervous." Jack nodded. "I understand. Would it help if they could meet Luna in a controlled setting? Maybe seeing her interact with the human crew would ease their minds." Dorn considered this. "Perhaps. The common area after the evening meal cycle." Attendance will be optional. He turned to leave, then paused. We drop out of faster-than-light travel tomorrow. First planetary survey begins at 0800 hours. After the captain left, Jack sat on the floor next to Luna. Looks like we need to make some friends. That evening, Jack brought Luna to the common area. The 5 humans were already there. Dr. Samantha Wright, botanist, Ben Kelly, geologist, Laura Chen, linguist, Will Patterson, engineer, and Jack himself, xenobiologist. They sat together, creating a friendly atmosphere for the alien crew members who might join them. Slowly, curious aliens began to enter. A blue-skinned Arcanian named Nira, with delicate tendrils that sensed emotions. Zik, an insectoid scientist with 4 arms and compound eyes. Talon, a bird-like navigator with colorful feathers. And several others, each keeping a careful distance from Luna. She won't hurt anyone, Jack assured them. Luna, say hello. Luna gave a soft woof that made Zik jump back in alarm. That's how she talks, Jack explained. Different sounds mean different things. You understand its language? Asked Naira, tendrils waving with interest. Jack smiled. More or less. We've been together since she was a puppy, a young dog. We've learned to communicate. May I observe closer? Asked Talon, the navigator. Of course. Luna, greet. Luna walked slowly to Talon and sat in front of him, looking up expectantly. The bird alien froze, feathers puffed in alarm. You can offer your hand for her to sniff, Jack suggested. That's how dogs get to know you. With visible reluctance, Talon extended a feathered hand. Luna sniffed it gently, then licked it once, before returning to Jack's side. It tasted me, Talon exclaimed, examining his hand. Laura Chen laughed. That means she likes you. It's a sign of acceptance. Captain Dorn, who had been observing from the doorway, finally entered. How does one control such a creature during dangerous situations? He asked. We train them from a young age, Jack Dew explained. Dogs were originally wild animals, but humans domesticated them over thousands of years. They evolved to understand us, and we evolved to understand them. Evolution takes millions of years, objected Zik, the insectoid scientist. Not always, said Ben Kelly. When 2 species benefit from cooperation, changes can happen relatively quickly. And what benefit do humans get from keeping predators? Asked Captain Dorn. Protection, companionship, assistance with work, Jack answered. Luna's ancestors helped humans hunt, guard our homes, find lost people, and herd other animals. Today, dogs like Luna still do all those things, plus detect diseases, guide people who can't see, and provide emotional support. The aliens exchanged glances, clearly struggling with these concepts. And what does the animal get from this arrangement? Naira asked, her tendrils reaching slightly toward Luna. Food, shelter, medical care, companionship, Jack said. Luna doesn't have to fight. For survival or territory, she's part of my family. Family, repeated Dorn, the word sounding strange from his reptilian mouth. Your species considers non-sentient animals as family? We do. Many humans feel their pets are as important as other humans in their lives. The common area fell silent as the aliens processed this information. Jack could almost see them struggling with the concept, predator and prey living together, different species forming family bonds. The next morning, the Starseeker entered orbit around an unexplored planet. The survey team prepared in the shuttle. Bay, Jack, Luna, Samantha Wright, Zik, and Nira. The atmosphere is breathable but contains unknown biological compounds, Captain Dorn informed them. Full protective gear until Dr. Wright completes her analysis. As they boarded the shuttle, Zik chittered nervously. Why is the Earth predator coming? It is not a scientist. Jack smiled as he helped Luna into her protective suit. Luna has better senses than any of our equipment. She can smell chemicals. We can't detect and hear sounds beyond our range. Plus, she's been trained to alert us to potential dangers. The shuttle landed in a clearing surrounded by purple vegetation. Strange calls echoed from the alien forest. Luna stood alert, ears forward. taking in every sound and smell even through her protective gear. "Stay close to the shuttle," ordered Dorn through their comms. "Preliminary survey only." The team moved carefully, collecting samples and scanning the environment. Luna stayed close to Jack, occasionally stopping to sniff the air. Suddenly, Luna froze, her body tense. She gave a low growl and faced the dense undergrowth. "What is it?" Samantha asked, backing toward the shuttle. "She senses something," Jack said quietly. "Luna, find." Luna moved forward cautiously, stopping every few steps to sniff. Jack followed, scanner ready. The others stayed back, watching nervously. At the edge of the clearing, Luna indicated something on the ground. Jack knelt and pushed aside the vegetation to reveal a strange, pulsing pod about the size of his fist. "Dr. Wright, I think you should see this," Jack called. As Samantha approached, the pod suddenly split open, releasing a cloud of spores. Luna immediately jumped back, pulling Jack with her by his sleeve. The spores floated harmlessly past them. "Incredible," Zick said, recording the event. "The Earth predator detected the danger before it occurred." Neera's tendrils waved excitedly. "I felt its concern for you, Jack Miller, not for itself." Luna returned to the pod once the spores dispersed, sniffing carefully before indicating it was safe. Samantha collected samples while Jack praised Luna. Back on the shuttle, Captain Dorn contacted them. "Report, survey team." "Successful collection, Captain," Jack responded. "And thanks to Luna, we avoided a potential biological exposure. The planet has some interesting defense mechanisms." There was a pause before Dorn replied. "Acknowledged. Dr. Miller, I would like to discuss expanded use of Luna's capabilities for future surveys." Jack smiled and scratched Luna behind her ears. "I think we can arrange that, Captain." As the shuttle returned to the Starseeker, Jack noticed Zick and Naira watching Luna with new expressions, something between wonder and respect. The first step toward understanding had begun. For the next 2 weeks, the crew of the Starseeker explored 3 more planets. On each mission, Luna proved her value. She detected hidden predators on a jungle world, found rare mineral deposits on a rocky moon, and even rescued Zick when the insectoid scientist fell into a sinkhole. The alien crew members no longer kept their distance from Luna. Naira even started bringing treats she had programmed into the food synthesizer based on Jack's recipes for dog biscuits. Captain Dorn frequently observed Jack and Luna working together, taking notes on what he called interspecies cooperation techniques. The ship's next destination was a small moon orbiting a gas giant. Initial scans showed breathable atmosphere and signs of simple life forms. The survey team would include Jack and Luna, Samantha, Captain Dorn himself, and Talon the navigator. "This should be an easy one," Jack told Luna as he helped her into her protective suit. Luna wagged her tail, now comfortable with the routine. The shuttle landed on a flat plain covered with short red grass-like plants. Low hills surrounded them, and a forest of strange, twisted trees stood in the distance. "Standard protocol," ordered Captain Dorn as they exited the shuttle. "Collect samples within 500 meters of our position. Return before local sunset in 4 hours." The team spread out. Jack and Luna headed toward the forest edge to collect biological samples. Samantha focused on the plain's vegetation. Dorn and Talon set up monitoring equipment near the shuttle. Luna trotted happily beside Jack, occasionally stopping to sniff something interesting. The forest edge yielded fascinating specimens. Plants that moved slowly toward heat sources, tiny lizard-like creatures with 6 legs, and colorful fungi that glowed faintly. "Luna, find special," Jack said, using their command for unusual biological signatures. Luna understood this meant to look for things that smelled very different from their surroundings. Luna moved confidently through the alien landscape, leading Jack to several interesting discoveries. They were so focused on their work that Jack didn't notice how far they had gone until Captain Dorn's voice crackled in his comm unit. "Miller, you've exceeded the perimeter. Return to the shuttle immediately." Jack checked his position tracker and frowned. They were almost a kilometer from the landing site. "Copy that, Captain. Heading back now." He turned to Luna. "Time to go home, girl." As they started back, the ground suddenly trembled beneath their feet. Jack froze, looking around. Luna's ears perked up, her body tense. "Captain, are you getting seismic readings?" Jack asked into his comm. Static answered him. The comm was dead. Another tremor, stronger this time. Luna growled softly, facing the direction they had come from. "What is it, girl?" Jack asked quietly, reaching for the scanner on his belt. The scanner showed no large life signs, but something was disturbing the ground ahead of them. Jack switched to another setting and the readings changed. Not creatures moving underground, the ground itself was moving. "Luna, high alert," Jack whispered. Luna moved closer to him, body tense and ready. They backed away slowly as the tremors continued. Jack tried the comm again. "Captain Dorn, do you read me? We have a situation." More static than a broken transmission. "Miller. Back. Attack. Shuttle." Jack's heart raced. Something was happening at the shuttle, too. They needed to get back. But the direct path was blocked by whatever was causing the tremors. "Luna, alternate route," Jack said, pointing to the hills on their right. It would take longer but might be safer. They had just started climbing when a deafening screech split the air. Jack turned to see the red grass-like plants on the plain rippling like water. The ground bulged upward, and a massive creature burst through. It looked like a giant worm with dozens of crab-like legs and multiple eyes ringing what must be its head. More of the creatures erupted from the ground all across the plain, between Jack and the shuttle. "So much for the easy mission," Jack muttered. From their higher position, Jack could see the shuttle in the distance. Several of the worm creatures surrounded it. Through his binoculars, he spotted Captain Dorn and Talon defending the shuttle entrance while Samantha huddled inside. Luna whined softly, looking at Jack for instructions. "We need to help them," Jack said, "but we can't fight those things directly." He studied the creatures, noticing how they moved, how they communicated with screeches and clicks. An idea formed. "Luna, distraction protocol," Jack said. Luna immediately became alert, watching him intently. This was a training exercise they had practiced for dangerous wildlife encounters on Earth. Jack took several small devices from his pack, sound emitters used for marking sample locations. He quickly reprogrammed them, changing the frequency and volume. "Luna, deploy and return," he instructed, attaching the devices to Luna's harness. Luna understood. She raced down the hillside away from the shuttle, careful to stay visible to the creatures but out of their reach. When the nearest worm turned toward her, Luna dropped one of the devices and continued running, drawing more attention. One by one, Luna planted the devices in a wide circle, then raced back to Jack. The creatures followed her part of the way, before losing interest. "Good girl," Jack praised her. "Now for Phase 2. Jack activated the devices remotely. They began emitting sounds that mimicked the creatures' communication, but at a painful frequency. The worm creatures writhed in confusion, then began burrowing back underground, moving away from the sound. "Luna, safe path to shuttle," Jack said. Luna led the way, using her senses to avoid areas where the creatures might be hiding. They circled around, approaching the shuttle from behind a small ridge. Captain Dorn spotted them first. "Miller, we thought you were dead." "Almost was," Jack replied. "Those creatures are sensitive to certain frequencies. I've created a safe perimeter, but it won't last forever." They hurried into the shuttle. Samantha looked pale, but unhurt. Talon had a gash on one wing, but waved off concern. "How did you figure out their weakness so quickly?" Captain Dorn asked as they prepared for emergency takeoff. "I didn't," Jack admitted. "Luna noticed they communicated with sound, and I just made an educated guess. On Earth, many creatures use sound to hunt and navigate. Disrupt that, and you disrupt them." The shuttle engines roared to life. As they lifted off, Jack saw the worm creatures emerging again, but too late to reach them. In orbit aboard the Starseeker, Captain Dorn called the survey team for debriefing. For the first time, he addressed Luna directly. "Your quick thinking saved this mission," he said, looking at both Jack and Luna. "The coordination between you is remarkable. That's what partners do." Jack said simply, his hand resting on Luna's head. Dorn nodded slowly. I believe I am beginning to understand. This is not master and pet or even trainer and animal. This is something else entirely. On Earth we have a saying, Samantha added. A person and their dog can become something greater than the sum of their parts. Captain Dorn's scales shifted color slightly, a sign of deep thought among his species. Perhaps this is why humans have advanced so quickly despite your physical limitations. You do not conquer other species. You form alliances with them. As the ship prepared to leave the system, news of their adventure spread throughout the crew. That evening, Jack found a small crowd gathered in the common area, all wanting to hear about Luna's heroics. Luna, unaware of her growing fame, simply enjoyed the extra attention and treats, staying by Jack's side as always. The Starseeker returned to Federation Central after 3 months of exploration. Jack stood in the airlock with Luna by his side, waiting for the doors to open. He felt a mixture of excitement and worry. News of their adventures had traveled ahead of them, and Jack wasn't sure what kind of reception they would receive. Ready to be famous, girl? Jack asked, adjusting Luna's special collar. Luna wagged her tail, oblivious to the stir she had caused throughout the Federation. Captain Dorn joined them, his copper scales polished to a shine for their arrival. The Federation Council has requested a special presentation about your work with Luna, he informed Jack. It seems your partnership has become something of a sensation. The airlock doors slid open to reveal a crowd of aliens and reporters. Camera drones hovered in the air. Luna pressed closer to Jack's leg, nervous about the noise and movement. It's okay, Jack reassured her. Just stay with me. They were escorted through the station to temporary quarters. Along the way, aliens of all species stopped to stare. Some looked afraid, others curious, and a surprising number seemed excited to see Luna. The Earth Canine, Jack heard someone say, the one that saved the survey team. In their quarters, Jack found a message waiting for him. The Federation Council wanted to see him and Luna the next morning. There would be a formal hearing about the status of Earth animals in Federation space. Looks like we're making history whether we want to or not, Jack told Luna as she settled on her bed. That evening, there was a knock at the door. Jack opened it to find Ambassador Krell, the 4-armed blue alien who had first greeted them months ago. Officer Miller, Krell said formally. I must speak with you about a serious matter. Jack invited him in, noticing how Krell no longer flinched when Luna approached to sniff him. There has been an unexpected development, Krell explained. News of your companion has spread throughout the Federation. Many wealthy collectors have expressed interest in acquiring Earth predators. Jack frowned. Luna isn't for sale, and neither are any of Earth's animals. I understand, Krell said quickly. But not all collectors respect such boundaries. There have been rumors of a bounty offered for any Earth predator, particularly a trained one like Luna. Jack felt a chill. Are you saying Luna is in danger? I'm saying you should be cautious, Krell replied. Security has been increased, but it would be wise to keep Luna close at all times. After Krell left, Jack added extra locks to the door and moved Luna's bed next to his own. He slept lightly, waking at every sound. The next morning, Jack and Luna made their way to the council chambers with a security escort. The Great Hall was filled with aliens from dozens of species, all watching as Jack and Luna walked to the center of the room. 5 council members sat on a raised platform. In the center was Supreme Counselor Vax, a tall, thin alien with silvery skin and eyes that seemed to look in different directions at once. Jack Miller of Earth, Vax began. You stand before this council to address the matter of predatory companions from your world. We have received reports of your activities aboard the Starseeker, as well as testimonies from Captain Dorn and other crew members. Jack stood straight, with Luna sitting calmly beside him. I'm here to answer any questions the council may have. The primary question, said a round purple counselor, is whether Earth's practice of keeping predators as companions poses a threat to Federation citizens. It does not, Jack replied firmly. Dogs like Luna have lived with humans for thousands of years. They're trained from birth to be gentle with people. Luna has proven herself on multiple missions, saving lives and contributing to our scientific work. Yet it remains a predator, argued another counselor, this one with insect-like features. Its natural instincts could emerge at any time. With respect, Jack countered, the same could be said of many sentient species. The difference is choice. Luna chooses to work with me, to protect her team, to show restraint. That's not just training. It's a bond of trust. The debate continued for hours. Jack demonstrated Luna's training while scientific experts presented data on canine behavior and intelligence. Captain Dorn spoke passionately about how Luna had saved his crew multiple times. As the council prepared to deliberate, a commotion erupted at the back of the hall. Several figures in dark clothing pushed their way through the crowd. Jack recognized the threat immediately. "Luna, alert!" he commanded. Luna stood, her posture changing from relaxed to vigilant. The security guards moved toward the disturbance, but they were too slow. One of the intruders raised a device that emitted a high-pitched whine. Guards and spectators alike clutched their ears in pain. Only Jack and Luna had been prepared. Jack had inserted special earplugs designed to block the specific frequencies used in sonic weapons, and Luna wore a modified version in her protective collar. "Luna, protect and disable," Jack commanded. Luna moved with incredible speed, weaving through the confused crowd. She targeted the lead intruder, knocking the sonic device from his hand with a precise leap. Then she positioned herself between the intruders and Jack, growling fiercely. The security guards recovered quickly, surrounding the would-be kidnappers. The leader, a reptilian alien with black scales, hissed in frustration. "The bounty on that beast would have made us rich." He spat. Supreme Counselor Vax rose from his seat, silver skin shimmering with anger. "Who placed this bounty?" The reptilian kidnapper laughed. "Collectors throughout the Federation. They all want the famous Earth war beast for their menageries." Jack placed his hand on Luna's back, feeling her tense muscles. "Luna is not a war beast or a trophy. She's my partner and friend." The council chambers erupted in discussion. Jack could see the shock on many alien faces, not just at the attempted kidnapping, but at his words. The concept of friendship with another species was revolutionary to them. After the kidnappers were taken away, the council resumed its deliberations. This time, they included Jack in their discussion. "It seems," said Counselor Vax, "that we have misunderstood Earth's relationship with its animals. What we perceived as mastery over dangerous creatures is something else entirely. It's partnership," Jack explained. "Thousands of years ago, wolves, Luna's ancestors, and humans found that we could achieve more together than apart. We've been evolving together ever since." "And this partnership extends to other Earth species?" asked the Purple Counselor. "Many of them," Jack confirmed. "Horses, cats, birds of prey, even some sea mammals. Each relationship is different, but they're all based on mutual benefit and respect." As the day ended, the council announced its decision. Earth animals would be officially recognized as companion species, a new classification in Federation law. They would not be considered weapons or property, but as partners to their human companions with rights of their own. Jack knelt beside Luna, hugging her tightly. "You did it, girl. You changed their minds." Luna licked his face, not understanding the magnitude of what had happened, only knowing that her human was happy. As they left the council chambers, aliens approached cautiously, asking permission to meet Luna. Children of various species watched with wide eyes as Luna performed simple tricks. Jack explained how humans and dogs communicated, how they lived together, how they formed bonds. "Perhaps," said Captain Dorn, who had stayed to support them, "we have been too quick to dismiss species we consider less evolved. There may be potential partnerships throughout the galaxy that we have never considered." Jack smiled, watching Luna charm her new admirers. "That's the thing about friendship. It can happen anywhere, between anyone, even between different worlds." 6 months passed since the Council's historic decision. Jack stood in a large room at Federation Central, watching as Luna played with an alien child. The child belonged to a species called the Mern, small furry beings with large eyes and delicate hands. The child giggled as Luna gently rolled a ball back to him with her nose. "She's so careful with him," said Ben Kelly, who had joined Jack as part of Earth's expanded delegation. "She knows he's fragile," Jack replied. "Dogs are good at reading body language, even alien body language." The room was the newly established Earth Cultural Center, created to help other species learn about humanity. Pictures of Earth filled the walls: forests, oceans, cities, and mountains. But the most popular attraction was the Companion Animal program, where aliens could meet Earth animals in a safe, controlled environment. Luna wasn't the only Earth animal at the station anymore. Ben had brought his cat, Pepper. Dr. Samantha Wright had her trained falcon, Sky. There was even a small aquarium with fish, and a friendly octopus named Einstein who could solve puzzles. "Ambassador Miller," called a familiar voice. Jack turned to see Captain Dorn approaching. After their adventures, Dorn had been promoted to serve as a liaison between the Federation fleet and Earth's new space program. "Still not used to that title," Jack admitted. "You earned it," Dorn replied. "Your work has changed how the Federation views interspecies relationships." Jack smiled, watching as Luna finished playing with the Mishran child and trotted back to his side. "The Council has approved your proposal," Dorn continued. "Construction of the Companion Training Academy will begin next month. Soon, other species may bring their own companion animals to Federation space." This had been Jack's dream since the Council ruling, to share the human experience of animal companionship with the galaxy. Not every alien species would want or need animal partners, but many had expressed interest in learning. "There's something else," Dorn added, his copper scales shifting to a lighter shade that Jack had learned meant excitement. "I would like to be the first non-human instructor at the academy." Jack raised his eyebrows in surprise. "You want to teach?" Dorn nodded. "My world has small, burrowing creatures that show remarkable intelligence. For generations, we considered them pests. But after observing your relationship with Luna, I began to see them differently." From a pouch at his side, Dorn carefully removed a tiny animal that looked like a cross between a meerkat and a lizard. It stood on Dorn's palm, whiskers twitching as it looked around curiously. "This is Nav," Dorn said proudly. "I've been working with him for 3 months, using the techniques you taught me." Jack knelt to get a better look. The little creature showed no fear, only interest. "Nav, greet," Dorn commanded softly. The small animal chittered and made a graceful bowing motion. Luna moved closer, sniffing gently. Nav froze for a moment, then relaxed, seeming to understand that Luna meant no harm. "That's amazing," Jack said. "He's already well trained." "It is not merely training," Dorn replied, echoing Jack's own words from months ago. "It is partnership." A chime sounded throughout the station, signaling the arrival of a ship. This one was special, the first vessel designed specifically for human-animal teams on exploration missions. Jack and Luna would lead its maiden voyage next week. As they walked to the docking bay, Jack noticed how differently aliens reacted to Luna now. Where once there had been fear, now there was respect and curiosity. Children especially were drawn to her, asking their parents if they could have an Earth dog someday. "You've become quite the celebrity," Jack told Luna, who trotted happily beside him, unaware of her fame. The new ship, named Harmony, was beautiful. Larger than the Starseeker, it featured special areas for companion animals, including exercise, spaces, and medical facilities designed for Earth species. As they toured the ship, Jack was surprised to find Ambassador Krell waiting in what would be his quarters. "Officer, forgive me, Ambassador Miller," Krell greeted him. "I wanted to deliver this personally." Krell handed Jack a small device. When Jack activated it, a holographic map of the galaxy appeared, with several star systems highlighted. "These are worlds that have expressed interest in Earth's companion animal program," Krell explained. "The Council believes your new ship should visit them first." Jack studied the map. There were dozens of highlighted systems, far more than he had expected. "So many?" he asked. Krell's forearms moved in a gesture of affirmation. "Your relationship with Luna has sparked something unexpected throughout the Federation. Many species are reevaluating their connections with the animals of their own worlds. That evening, a celebration was held to commission the new ship. Representatives from every Federation species attended. Jack and Luna stood on a small stage, along with the other human-animal teams who would join them on the Harmony. Supreme, Counselor Vax approached the podium. Today marks a new chapter in Federation history, the silver-skinned alien announced. From our first encounter with humans and their companions, we have been forced to reconsider our understanding of interspecies relationships. Vax gestured toward Jack and Luna. What began as a misunderstanding, a fear that humans had somehow enslaved dangerous predators, has become a lesson for us all. The bond between human and companion animal represents something profound. Different species choosing to work together, forming connections based not on control but on mutual respect and affection. The crowd applauded. Luna, sensing this was an important moment, sat perfectly at attention beside Jack. After the ceremony, Jack and Luna walked through the station's central garden. Luna's special status meant she could now go anywhere humans could go. They found a quiet spot overlooking the stars. "We've come a long way from that first day when they wanted to lock you up as a dangerous animal," Jack said, scratching Luna behind the ears. Luna leaned against him, content simply to be with her human. A small alien child approached cautiously, parents hovering nearby. Jack recognized them as Arcturians, a species known for their caution and formality. "May I pet your KK killer?" the child asked in halting English. Jack smiled. "Luna isn't a killer. She's a dog, a friend. And yes, you may pet her if you're gentle." "Luna, greet," Jack said. Luna lowered her head to the child's level, her posture relaxed and welcoming. The child tentatively placed a six-fingered hand on Luna's head, then giggled with delight at the soft fur. "How did humans make friends with such creatures?" the child asked, now petting Luna with more confidence. Jack thought for a moment, wanting to give an answer the child would understand. "We didn't force them to be our friends," he explained. "Thousands of years ago, dogs and humans realized we could help each other. Dogs could warn us of danger and help us hunt. We could provide them with food and shelter. Over time, we became family." The child considered this, still petting Luna. "Could we become family with animals too?" "With patience and respect, I think many species could," Jack replied. "That's what we hope to teach on our journey." As the child returned to its parents, Jack looked out at the stars again. Tomorrow they would begin their mission aboard the Harmony, visiting worlds that had never known the joy of animal companionship. "And our galaxy really wasn't prepared for you, was it, girl?" Jack said softly. Luna wagged her tail, ready as always for whatever adventure came next.